Men, to all my fellas out there, to all my men, my young men, my old men, my middle men, my boys who will become men at some point in time, I need you to rest. And I need you to rest unapologetically. We as men and boys who will soon become men have been conditioned to the process of work, grind, hustle, get it by any means, right? And while there are times where that mindset does need to go into place, because as the word of God says, a man that don't work, don't eat. I also need you to understand that resting is just as important as working hard. Now, I don't mean be lazy, because if you have not been putting work in, you don't got time to rest. You need to be putting the work in so that way you can accomplish your goals. But overworking is not productive at all. I can understand every now and again overworking because maybe you're dealing with some things, or maybe you're overworking so that way you can get a little bit of extra money to cover some extra expenses. Maybe there's a trip that you want to go on. Maybe there's a gift that you want to get, so on and so forth. Maybe you're getting ready for marriage. Maybe you have children on the way and you need some extra funds. I can definitely understand that. But as a man, the one thing that you don't want to do is burn yourself out. So many people have burnt themselves out because they work too much. People will say there's never a thing such as working too much. My mentor actually says that. And there's a lot of things that I agree that my mentor states. That's the one thing I actually disagree on. I agree with about 95% of what he says. That's probably in the 5% of things I don't agree with him with. Because I've been there. You know, I think he made a mention one time to say, well, you never know how burnt out you are until you get there. But, and while that's true, that's a true statement within itself, why do you have to get yourself there every single time? I think once you know how true burnout feels, you should be doing your best to not get there. And I don't know about y'all, but for me, burnout is weird. It's different. Because when I get burnt out, I don't even notice it until I'm there. But you know what? I would argue that some of you men probably have the same challenge. That you don't get burnt out until you're there. And then once you're there, you kind of done. You know what I'm saying? So like, rest. And what do I mean by rest? Sometimes it could be taking a whole day for yourself to make sure you take care of yourself. Sometimes it could be literally just chilling out, period. You know? Maybe for an evening. Come home. Decompress. When I came home last night, I was so exhausted from work and just in general. I said, you know what? Tonight, I'm not studying. Tonight, I'm going to eat, watch an episode of One Piece, and just relax. Which, yes, by the way, I've started watching One Piece, and it's an awesome show. I don't know why I waited so long to do this, but that's besides the point. Let's get back to the message. Even this morning, I said, I'm not working out this morning. I'm going to prioritize my sleep. I got about 7 hours of sleep last night. Still woke up a little bit early, but had a slow morning because I had a doctor's appointment. Which, by the way, fellas, take care of your health. That's going to be our next video. A little bit of a preview. But yes, take care of yourself. Because if you don't rest your body is going to make you rest. And a man who can't be productive is a man that cannot reach his full potential. Now, I know you're probably thinking, Marcus, that's so ironic. Why would you say that even though you're telling us to rest? I'm telling you to rest so that way you could be at your best. You can't be at your best if you don't rest, because you'll produce less. You feel where I'm coming from? It's important to take the time out that you need to take care of your health. And a part of your essential health is to rest. not just get some sleep. Obviously, that's important too. But relax your body. Relax your mind. Decompress. Sometimes you have to let yourself know, I can take care of it tomorrow. I can take care of it tomorrow. It will be here. Sometimes you got to tell people no. That's a form of rest. Hey, can you do this for me? Nah, not today, champ. Every once in a while, for fathers that have children, sometimes you got to tell your children, hey, sweetie, I can't do it tonight. And I know that's a hard thing to tell your child. I don't have children of my own, but shoot, it's the kids I'm around. It's hard for me to tell them no sometimes. They might not feel that way. They feel like no is my favorite word. But sometimes I genuinely want to do stuff for them. And sometimes I just, if I'm burnt out, I had to be like, hey, you're going to hold off for a second. I need a moment. Sometimes you got to tell yourself no. I ain't going nowhere tonight. I'm staying put. I need to have a breather. All right, fellas? Love yourself today. Love yourself every day. And above all that, make sure you love the one who loves you the most. That's God. Marcus Frazier from Teachable Tuesdays here to motivate you, encourage you, and inspire you to be a better you. I love you. And I hope you have a great day, fellas. Got another video for y'all Friday because I missed last week's video. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Stay safe. And go ahead and rest your mind and your body today. I promise you, don't come back and thank me. Thank yourself when you do it. Peace.